All right, we are back. We got a 200 series Land Cruiser. This is a 2010 model. A longtime friend of ours and one of my previous Lexus clients has called me up and said it needs a little attitude. So we're gonna get that knocked out. We're gonna put in a Warn winch. We're gonna put a Dobinson's front bumper. Of course, you know we gotta throw those Baja Designs lights on there, and a set of methods as usual. We're gonna make it happen and make this thing way more capable for using out at his ranch, and make it have a little more attitude, because kind of looks like you're taking the kids to polo practice and soccer club and all that crap. Stick along, let's yank this front end apart, let's make it happen. Also, this has nearly 270,000 miles on it. Original engine, original transmission, diffs. It's on like its 5th set of Michelins. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Let's go build something cool. Oh yes, well, thank you for noticing my new shirt. I sure appreciate that. If you click right down below, you too can have one. Check out the merch store. First things first, engine covers. They gotta come off. Don't lose the clips. Customers hate it when you lose the clips. All right, we got a mix of 10s and Torxes down here. Some of this will get reused, so keep it all initially. So here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to rip the strip off right here. There's little clippies right here. Just be kind of careful with them, and you can pop it out. And that's what holds the wheel liner to the bumper cover. And then the bumper cover slips over that last screw we took out. There's a little tab around it. So once you get your fingers kind of hooked in behind it, just push right there. Same thing on the other side. And then I'm just getting my fingers right behind it and just pull it off of the little clipper. And we're pretty much off of here at this point. There's a few little clips. There's a main connector for the parking sensors. So you just squeeze like that, and then that comes up, and it just locks. It cam locks in there. There we go. So that disconnects basically the whole front bumper for the most part. There might be something else. We'll check it. We got washer squirters. We got clips holding things on. Try not to drop it and scratch it too much. A little squeeze and pull. And yeah, we need to cap that off. So we'll take the whole front bumper out of the way. Little hose pinchers. There we go. Okay. Next thing, foamy. She go. And then these are usually 17. And we usually want to keep those because we might wind up reusing them. Depends on the bumper. I'll have to look and see if we do on this one. And then a lot of times we're taking these little stendos off. Sometimes, not always. Depends on the manufacturer of your particular bumper. It's been probably 2 years since I did this bumper on this chassis, so pause for a moment and we're gonna read the directions.
What are you doing?
Sorting boats.
Sorting boats?
Yeah,
You getting ready to go out on the lake?
I got go boats. That's my boat.
So that's where, ladies and gentlemen, always sort your boats.
You guys sort your boats out. Okay, so looking at our instrucciones, we do have to yank these little crumpled dudes off of there because we got crumpled dudes right here in our new winch cradle. One thing I do like about the Dobinson's bumpers and the Ironman bumpers is they generally have the winch cradle separate from the main bar, whereas on the ARBs, it's kind of all one piece, so it's really heavy to put on and can finagle and level and shenanigans. Yeah, so that is one benefit to the Dobinsons and the Ironman compared to the Araby. Your mileage may vary.
For what it's worth.
For what it's worth. For what it's worth. I'm just speaking from experience. All right, that's all I'm doing. Quickie review of the U.S. General 34-inch tool cart. So far, pretty impressed.
Also available in purple.
That's right.
That one's for you, Garrett.
Yeah. So I like it's an old Snap-on patent, the like side latch. Snap-on like 20 years ago had those. They did take a little while to break in, so if you get one of these and you like kind of have to fight these, they'll wear in a little better. One of the things I do really like is because of the height, this Farmer Brown pry bar actually fits in here. That's a 36-inch, and then also this Farmer Brown 3/4-inch breaker bar also fits in there. And then I've got another big flex head 1/2-inch drive that lives in this corner back here, and it's one of these. Anyway, so it gives me a place to put those, whereas in the big box, the big taco cabinet, I didn't have room for those, so they kind of hid in the corner over here. I like that they're here and they're easily accessible. I got this one set up, sockets on the top drawer as usual. I only have 3/8 and 1/4 and like Allens in here, and then a couple wheel socket sizes. All the bigger 1/2-inch stuff's over there in the big box. Next one, metrics. We were sending one home yesterday, so I got a few stashed away in the top here.
Always put your tools up when the job's done, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, well, I was trying to get to Old Town to go watch the concert and drink some beer in the park.
Otherwise, 13 millimeters will disappear along with your 10 millimeters.
That's right. That's right. Anyway, so these 20-year-old Matco wrenches are still kicking it, and these 2-year-old Icons are still kicking it.
With the missing 13.
The missing 13. Yeah, thanks, Trevor. Another set, standards. So same set, ratcheting, offset box in. These are from Icon. I like them. They're really handy. Also the double floppies from Icon with the ratcheting offset. Fan of those. Screwdrivers, some pliers, and some hammers. These kind of get jumbled up because I have like 3 people working out of my box all the time. So some quickie stuff to get a hold of. Next drawer, I've got some panel poppers, some Allens, and some metric floppies, and some nice picks. And then in the bottom drawer is kind of big stuff. So there is a set of deep 1/2-inchers. That's a set of shallow 1/2-inchers. These are awesome. They go on sale from Cornwell pretty regular. It's 21, 22, 24, 27. So if you work on modern trucks, especially like Toyotas and GMs, these are really nice for doing suspension stuff. I have found those to be super handy. So got a few other little goodies hiding in here. These are cool. These are shorty 3/8 drive. As Steve will tell you, I have a tendency to buy stuff on sale. Maybe not when I need it, but then I have it when I do need it.
What he means to say is he has a tendency to buy things that are for sale.
No. I love a clearance flyer.
Not always on sale, but they're always for sale.
I love a clearance flyer. These are cool. These are stubby Allens. These were also like in the BOGO thing. They're like shorty boy metric standard Allens, and look, those are sweet. Roof racks. Doing roof racks, those are fantastic. Anyways, so, and then of course new trucks are stupid and they have half-size metrics. This was cheap. This was only like 30 bucks for those. So 17.5 millimeter, 22.5 millimeter. Your stupid chrome caps on your lug nuts, Dodge. Thank you. Thank you. Here's a chicken and egg question for you guys. Jump in the comments and tell me this, right? Which came first, chicken or the egg? Here's my version. Which came first? The jerk driver or the Dodge? Do you buy a Dodge because you're a jerk driver, or once you buy a Dodge, you become a jerk driver? Jump in the comments, tell me that one. Let me know how that works out for you. All right, this is a winch cradle. It cradles the winch. Come on, baby, there we go. Nice. Nice. All right, I don't want to lock this down all the way, but I want to get started. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna center it up. I think we're pretty good right there. I'm just gonna lock down one side. Or one nut per side. And then that way, if we gotta adjust it, we don't have to go full Ricky Bobby.
We've got the VR Evo, made by Warn.
10,000 pound?
It is a 10,000 pound with the synthetic rope. And this is what will be going on the winch cradle before we put on the front bumper.
Yes. So I like those, and here's why I like them. They're not a lot more than your other options, so to speak. A lot of people are gonna be like, oh man, put Harbor Freight on there. Well, the packaging is a lot bigger on the Badlands and on the Apex than it is on that, and there's not a whole lot of difference. And it comes with the wireless controller as part of it, which is real nice. I've done those for 4 or 5 years now. Now, this is for the, I want a winch in case I need it for myself or others, not the every time I take my thing out, it's gonna need to be used, right? Like if I take my truck out every time and I know I'm gonna have to winch something or somebody, this is probably not the winch you wanna buy. That's when you wanna step up to the Warn M series, a Big Ramsey,
a 13,000 or bigger.
No, not even the weight. It's just the like the duty cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like these because even though it is an imported model, at least you know it's got US backed support with Warn. That's my theory. Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. I bet I am from somebody.
Are there any current US made winch companies?
Yeah, the Warn M series
is made here in the US.
The real Evos, the Evo Platinums, I'm pretty sure they're made in the US. I know they've got much more support and higher duty cycles and a few other features. I just don't think you need to spend $1,800 on a winch when you can get away for, I think that one's like $750 roughly, with synthetic, maybe $800. But I think you can spend half the money if you know you're only going to use it occasionally. I just don't think it's necessary to spend all your dollars. I'll tell you folks, like I tell the clients that walk through the door, I will spend every penny you let me, but I am not gonna waste a single dollar. Okay, these are pretty cool. This clippy kept falling out. You can see the little tooth, but these are double-ended from Kimball Midwest. Same people we get our hardware from, our bolts. And there's these really cool little pry bars. They're stronger than a screwdriver, but they're little. So those are pretty cool. Check those out if you need something like that. Okay, we trimmed the transmission cooler. I'm pretty sure, yep, transmission cooler. Cowl, ducting, sure, why not? Basically, there was like a vertical line right here. I just cut the whole thing off because I had to in order to get it in.
Had to get over this hump right here.
Had to get over the hump and then just notch this corner out. It would kind of fall in there, but you had to force it. So basically we just trimmed it until we didn't have to force it anymore. I picked up some just random reference points of like where a little casting thing was right here, and just, it's not rocket surgery, okay? It's just some airflow.
But it is brain science.
Word. All right, so anyway, so this clippy maybe won't fall out anymore. Hey, I pulled the little brace. There's 3 little 10 mils. Pulled this brace off just to get it out of the way. This always pretty much has to have some trimming. It just kind of holds the grill a little bit, but it's cool. It's no problem. So now we got a winch. Yep, like I said, this is my favorite budget winch. Ah, yeah, see, that control box is going to be in the way of that hood brace. So
as you can see, that hood brace is going to bolt right here, but clearly the head of the winch is there. So
yeah, control box a little bit in the way. So we might have to do a little figuring
Plenty of room on this side if we do need to maneuver it a little bit.
Well, the bolts only line up in one spot, so there's that.
That's what drill bits are for.
Negative. Why are you so controlling?
I'm an S-Town gangster.
Listen, hooker.
I know you might need some screws, but all I've got is a few bolts for you.
You're being nuts.
I just wish your wit was a little sharper than the knife you had in your hand.
Can't help it if I'm trash. I was like, there it is. All right, we got to get our little lifty table, and we got to get this Bronco fuel tank off of it, because Broncos are a thing around here. If you didn't know, if you've only watched us for our Lexus content, you should check out our Bronco content. Also our LS-based content. Also our hot rod content. Steve, what else do we work on all the time? Square bodies. We do a lot of square bodies too.
My patience.
Your patience. You have the patience of a hospital.
A lot?
My
No.
sister told my dad that when she was like 5. He's like, you're testing my patience.
I'm not sure that joke hits the same way, because a hospital would have a lot of patience.
Yeah.
Therefore, I do not have a lot of patience, so I would not have the patience of a hospital. Or would I?
You gotta glove up. Speaking of hospitals.
Double glove it. One left hand, one right hand.
That's right. Rolling, rolling, rolling. All right, so here's the plan, Steve-o. That slot, that just vertical with the 3 holes, goes into this.
Motor hooks to the on the bottom of it.
Vertical with the 3 holes. These 1, 2, 3 right here. Okay.
Yes. Insert tab A into slot B. Got it.
All right, moving on up.
Moving on up to the east side.
I wonder if that whole thing comes off. Because the LX, here's the thing, folks. This is for a Land Cruiser, not an LX. The chassis are the same, but the headlights and bumper are not. So you got to kind of make it work.
With no reference to it at all in the...
But if you're watching this video to try to figure out how to make it work on yours, we're going to give you the answers you need as soon as I figure them out.
So now you can see we've now taken the crossbar out. Didn't really provide a whole lot of support. In order to get to, there are 2 bolts that are underneath the headlight here, so we did have to take off the 3 bolts on the headlight, 1 there, 2 there, and then 1 down here. Take those out, take out the bolt, put the headlight back in. Real simple.
This is the fidgety part where you need a friend, folks. Make sure you don't burn all your bridges, because sometimes you need a friend to help you line up your bumper. Be real honest with you, if it's all the way out and all the way down.
It is right now, yes.
Are you all the way out on your side now? Because there's a little bit of sheet metal on my side that...
Yes, I am as far out, as far forward as I can be.
Okay. Honestly, I think we're best kind of locking it down right there if we can. Because those are locking nuts, and we need to get the grill situation figured out. I think what we ought to do is probably grab a couple of welding clamps just to lock the inner bumper structure and the outer bumper structure together. Because all the way out and all the way down seems to be working well. And like I said, guys, I've done this before, but it's been a couple of years and we didn't video. It was before we started the YouTube channel. Also, that guy wanted his a slick top, even though Dobinson's doesn't make a slick top. So we welded up all the holes and then sent it to the body shop and had it all repainted. It was real nice. If you're in the Fort Worth area, you'll see it running around the west side. Shout out to Joe. Hey, what's up, Joe? Alrighty, let's talk about cutting on bumpers, because there's not much I like better than taking cutoff wheels to $60,000 plus cars. This is the template that Dobinson sends you. You take the 2 papers, you cut them, you tape them, you glue them. Go back to arts and crafts in kindergarten. Whatever it is you do, you boo-boo. Okay, so here's the thing. This guy, this corner is supposed to go in this corner right here, and this is rims the flare, and this rims the light. So, as you can tell, basically, you stick this corner here, and that doesn't go all the way. Okay? So, if you're putting this on an LX, it doesn't work. Here's why. Headlights on an LX are swooped further forward than they are on the Land Cruiser. Land Cruiser, they are kind of flat. Grill on an LX stays in the headlight and in the header panel and whatnot, whereas the grill on a Land Cruiser in the 200 generation, it goes up with the hood. if I'm not mistaken. 99% sure. Anyways, so kind of got to wing it by this part. So the plan, because of the way the wheel arch fits, okay, we're looking at this swoopy action right here. We want the bumper basically as far down and forward as possible, and that makes this look like it's supposed to. So what Steve and I are going to do is we're going to go ahead and lock the bumper down basically as far out and down as we can. The other thing that I've done now that I'm sitting here looking at it is I actually wound up going in and trimming the sheet metal right here in order to keep this from rubbing against it and it being visible. But this truck's black, so it may not be that big of a deal. It has a little rubber trim thing that goes right in here to like suck up under the headlight. It don't work, not on an LX. The support bar across the top of the headlights, I really wish we could make it work, and we're gonna play with it here in a second, but I don't know that we can make it work. That thing sits on, like it was touching on the winch right here, so just as a point of reference, it would sit on the grill, and I don't want it to sit there and rub through the powder coat. It shouldn't be that big of a deal to go back in and put it back in and trim on it if we have to, or shim it, bend it, that kind of stuff. Basic version is we just gotta make it work.